All right, so you guys can see we have just arrived at Taupo International Motorsport Park, and we are going to be doing the dual sprints on Saturday and Clubmans on Sunday with the Taupo Car Club Winter Series. So the first thing you probably want to do is go find a place to pit. So we'll just go right up here. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to scrutineering, and after that it'll be on to documentation. So you may or may not have to get your vehicle scrutineered depending on the last time it was scrutineered or how many rounds you've done in between. When you go to scrutineering, you want to make sure that you have your vehicle's logbook. So you might have a hard copy logbook like this, or you might have a digital logbook on the MSNZ app. So whichever one you have, or both of them, go ahead and bring that with you to scrutineering. So you can see here, sometimes the vehicle is audited, other times it's not, and that just depends on timing and how many events that you have done in a row. So if you are not already wearing all of your SFI certified underwear / race suit / shoes, socks, all that, it is a good idea to go ahead and bring your helmet, go ahead, bring that Hans device if you're in a caged car, and just go ahead, bring everything that they could possibly check at scrutineering. That way you don't get there and find out that you have to get back in line because you didn't bring something. And also please do make sure your fire extinguishers are up to date, because that is something that a lot of people fail on. So we'll go ahead and head to the scrutineering shed. So for scrutineering, you need to make sure everything with your car is up to spec, and the scrutineers will pick different items to check. So you need to really make sure you do have everything ready. Once you've successfully been through scrutineering, you'll go ahead and go to documentation. You're going to make sure that you have your logbook, and you want to go ahead and be logged into the MSNZ app so that they can easily scan your license. You'll check in, make payment if you haven't made payment. You'll get your transponder. So if you don't have your own transponder and you've hired one, you'll get a transponder just like this one. And you'll also confirm or receive your race numbers. Next up is the driver's briefing. You want to make sure you get to the track with plenty of time to complete scrutineering and documentation before the briefing. The driver's briefing is mandatory, so don't miss it. If you're new to the series or the track, be sure to stay for the new driver's briefing after the main driver's briefing. If you haven't suited up already, now is a good time to get ready to go. New drivers and those who want to do familiar laps will line up and head out. Shortly after, we'll be qualifying. After qualifying, your run groups will be posted. Be sure to get to dummy grid as soon as possible when your group is up. You'll head out onto the track and then line up according to your grid position. The first two cars will head off on the first flag drop or lights, depending on the day. Typically, there's no roll-up, so maintain your position and get ready to race on your flag drop. Usually you can expect 3 dual car sprints. These will count for points. Depending on timing, you may or may not be able to do some additional sprints afterwards, but these are just for fun and don't count for points. Here's an example of a full dual sprint run on the national track, sped up for the sake of timing. Historically, dual sprints have been run on the national track, and Clubmans is typically run on the full international track. At the end of the day, if you hired a transponder, be sure to return it to documentation, even if you're planning on running Clubmans on Sunday. Free to head over to the club before heading off. There's plenty of trailer parking and you might even win a meat pack. Good morning, guys and gals. We are back at the track for Sunday's Clubmans. So if you did dual sprints on Saturday, your cars just really have to go to documentation this morning. If you are coming to Clubmans for the first time, then I would highly recommend going by the scrutineering bay first. And Clubmans is a little bit different in dual sprints in regard to permitting and what's allowed to be on track. So for Clubmans, you are going to want a caged car with the Hans device, and you will be lined up on the grid, and you will all be going typically on the one flag drop unless there's handicaps and things like that. We'll go ahead and go to documentation, get all signed in. Next up is the driver's briefing, and then we will head out for qualifying and hopefully our 3 rounds of Clubmans. Typically, the first race will have everyone going with one flag drop or the lights, whichever one they're using. Once again, here's an example of what you can expect from a full race, sped up. So you might have noticed that we are indeed running the full international track today for Clubmans, whereas the dual sprints was run on the shorter national track. At the end of the day, if you hired a transponder, be sure to return it to documentation. And again, before heading off at the end of the day, you are welcome to stop by the club rooms to hang out with your fellow racers and race volunteers. You might even have the chance to win raffle prizes. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and feel free to comment below if you have any questions or want to add in some info to help out your fellow racers.